Hello, friends. And if you're watching this, it means that this playthrough made it to YouTube. At the time of filming, I don't know whether it will, but if you're watching this, it means it did. Welcome to The Altars with a Therapist, presented to you in standard resolution while I play on an ultra-wide monitor, which is why it's cut off. Just gotta deal with that. I know people always like to comment about this. It is what it is. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that you're giving this playthrough a chance. I hope you'll stick it through. If you're seeing this, it means we deemed it worthy of a YouTube playthrough. So I don't know anything about this game going into it. So this is a completely blind run. And yeah, see what happens. I will analyze things where I can, and maybe it'll be a hybrid of just playing the game and enjoying it for what it is, and then also injecting some mental health bits where I can. So leave a thumbs up on the video, leave a comment, follow the links in the description, check out all my other playthroughs, all that fun stuff, and subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching me for somehow, hi, great to see you. Definitely check out my channel, and if you've been watching all my other playthroughs, thanks for your continued support of what I do. All right, here we go. We don't really know it, but we sense it. There's a sister ship to our life, which takes a totally different route. While the sun burns behind the island, Thomas Transtromer.
How did I end up here? My whole life, all its ups and downs, led me to this place. Far from home, far from anyone I know. A journey whose route is unknown, and the destination out of sight. Was this path just a random sequence of events that I had to follow? Or was there ever another way? Now, heading for the unknown. I can't really tell. Is this the end of the road? Or is it yet another branching?
Flashing white light warning, I guess, maybe? Prologue.
That was a tough landing. Polsky here. Do you read me? Anyone? Nothing. I need to figure out what happened.
Dang. This is a very pretty game. At least from first impressions. Spaceman. I mean, anytime I'm playing a dude wearing a spacesuit, I'm already in a good mood, so. Already like the vibe. I'll tell you that.
That's an emergency flare from my capsule. Should look out for those.
This is how Starfield should have started.
Hello? You read me? This is Jan Dolsky.
Jan Dolsky.
I've landed safely, but I think my capsule went astray. Huh. Maybe the radio's broken.
Where you from, Jan Dolsky? Why are you here? Also, I want to know who picked the name Jan Dolsky. What a great name. Hey, Jan Dolsky. Why don't you go ahead and take your capsule, do a little ODST drop on the beach, huh? Climbable rocks are marked with a dot. Who dis?
Oh, no, it's the captain. Shit. Deceased. What the hell? Not much I can do for her now. Oh, I gotta find the others.
Oh, so we basically are ODSTs. Oh, okay. Well, we're 10 minutes in and we've already witnessed our first death.
What happened? She didn't crash. The capsule's intact. Looks like she died inside of it. I don't get it.
Skybox is awesome.
Mobile base. There it is. Dolsky here. Anyone copy? If you can hear me, I've located the base. Try and get down there. Maybe they landed closer to the drop-off point. I gotta keep moving.
Dolsky keeping himself company. Keep your wits about you. Keep yourself grounded. It'd be actually pretty powerful to hear your own voice in situations like this. Stuff looks like gasoline. Petrol for my European watchers.
The capsules. can't all be.
Oh no.
Why? Makes no sense. Radiation wave? Now? Oh shit. It's rising fast. I gotta get to the base.
Whoa. We gotta move, Yandolski. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Get to hoofing it, Jan. We can deal with survivor's guilt later. Oh, God. Good thing I was second team All-American running back. Yandolski, number 41. Go Tigers!
Yes, the elevator. Quick.
Come on, Yandolski, get in there.
Come on. Come on.
We all been there, boss. Ooh.
That was close.
It's a lead entombed elevator, apparently. Day 1.
Hello?
You're tired.
Anybody here? For a moment, I hope someone else made it. I need to find the comms room and get help.
Project Dolly. Okay. Airlock. Command center. Oh, wow. So this thing just like rolls around? That's badass. Oh, this is cool. All right. Command center. Captain's cabin. Small storage. Metals, organics, radiation filter, mush, raw food. Find the communication room. I have to find the communication room and call for help. The company might not know about the accident or that somebody survived. The company, uh-oh. Ah, is this base a metaphor for the cogs of capitalism? We'll find out. Airlock unavailable. You should contact Earth before you exit the base. Okay, so Earth is a thing. Okay. So I need to go to the command center. System offline. New module to expand the base. Add new module. Workshop. Oh man. Oh, we can like expand this. Oh, this is okay. It's crazy. Communication room is up there. You can go up. Calls available. Oh, I stand at a podium. My fellow Americans.
Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Mayday! Mayday, anyone?
I can hear you, Captain Machine.
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not the captain. I'm just a builder. Yandolski, corporate ID 4672B. The captain, the whole crew is gone. Hello? Can you get me out of here?
You're in imminent danger. Short time remaining to survive.
What? How much time? What's gonna happen? Talk to me. What's the danger?
The planet activity rising. With fewer days remaining. Be lethal proximity. Instructions in the logs.
Oh, no. Don't you go all fuzzy on me. Lethal proximity. Oh, useless quantum nav system. Where the hell did it send us? Lethal proximity of what?
Please, we're debating before Star approaching. This battle, you must escape. Proximity, Star, next.
You mean a star will come and burn this planet?
It's quite the leap.
And I just have days to escape? Is that right?
Affirmative. You're following sunrise.
Sunrise.
Oh, okay. Thought he's just filling in the gaps with his
I
anxiety.
need to find those captain's logs.
All right, buddy. God, that would be so stressful. You like got this thing telling you that you're in danger and you don't know what you're in danger of and how much time you have. You gotta be careful not to escape the sun. Oh God. I have to find the evacuation procedure and get the hell out of this place. If I don't get the base moving in time, I'll burn to death. That sounds awful. Follow the evacuation instructions in the manual. Oh, here we go. Evacuation procedure. Welcome to the evacuation functionality manual. In case of an incident that jeopardizes your mission and the safety of your crew, please follow the safety protocol and move the base to a safe location. The following steps must be accounted for: refueling the base, manufacturing necessary equipment, securing food supplies. The steps will be automatically tracked in your HUD. According to recent triple star systems. According to recent Ally Corp research and based on data collected from multiple missions, triple star systems are considered as potentially related to a very high probability of discovering rapidium in the Ally Corp classification system. Precise correlation between the triple star systems and rapidium is yet to be scientifically determined, but according to some hypotheses, this may be related to the unique radiation cycle observed on planets belonging to such systems. Rapidium is a highly unstable element, and itself, emitting significant amounts of radiation, seems to be less elusive in the presence of such specific radiation patterns, as if fine-tuning its life cycle to the environment. Ally Corp employees should be aware that, thanks to these findings, in the upcoming years we are bound to witness a significant rise in missions sent by the Quantum Navigation System on course for a triple star system, should such a system be identified in the vicinity of an Ally Corp exploration vessel. This should, by all means, result in a notable increase of successful rapidium extraction and a major breakthrough for Ally Corp and humanity alike. Mission captains must be informed, however, that operating on planets belonging to a triple star system involves the need for some precautions. The complex gravitational structure within which the planet operates, apart from being the source of rapidium-friendly radiation, may result in life-threatening events, such as periodic lethal proximity of one of the suns, annihilation of the planet's surface, and immediate destruction of all life forms. In order to maximize efficiency, even in the event of such occurrences, Ally Corp has equipped its vessels in the cutting-edge SEBA evacuation functionality, enabling the crew to extract rapidium while avoiding hazardous conditions. In the case of landing on a planet belonging to a triple star system, please consult the SEBA evacuation functionality manual for further instructions. The above information is the sole property of Ally Corp and it's highly confidential. We kindly remind you that any infringement of your confidentiality agreement will result in legal measures. Nice. Quantum navigation. The quantum navigation system is a state-of-the-art route planning solution designed and implemented by Ally Corp to optimize the efficiency of space mining operations. How does it work? While the crew remains in cryosleep, the system actively monitors the ship's surroundings, modifying its trajectory and setting it on course for the most probable location of valuable resources. Based on cutting-edge technology, it collects massive amounts of quantum information, analyzing it in real time to determine the highest probability of discovering rapidium in a nearby system and eliminate non-efficient exploration. When the expectation of finding rapidium is classified as moderate or high, depending on mission-specific settings, the ship's trajectory is adjusted accordingly, and landing procedures are initiated. A notification is sent to Mission Control to ensure maximum support at the onset of new environment exploration. The above information is the sole property of Ally Corp, and it's highly confidential. We kindly remind you that any infringement on your confidentiality agreement will result in legal measures. Cool, I get to use my Corpo newsletter voice here. Alright, follow the instructions to prepare for the journey. Gather 60 metals outside. Alright, I have to find the evacuation procedure and get the hell out of this place. Alright, so we did that. So, I won't survive long without some basic equipment. I need to craft a scanner and find resources, but I don't even have a workshop. Well. Manufacturing necessary equipment. Locating organic matter deposits requires the deployment of an Ally Corp polygonal scanner. This handy tool, alongside other necessary equipment such as mining outposts and pylons, can be crafted in the workshop module of the base. Okay, so we gotta build then, which means, but I don't have the means, so I'm gonna have to go outside and get the metals so I can build that, is my assumption here. Explore the base a little bit here. This is the quantum computer. That looks cool. Ooh, ah. No entry. Warning, the radiation levels at night are deadly. Exiting the base currently not permitted. You can rest in the captain's cabin until tomorrow. Yondolski, how you doing, buddy? You feeling all right? Machinery. Radiation barrier. Protect the base from harmful radiation. Auto load filters. Whoa! Protects the base from radiation contamination. It needs radiation filters to operate. When auto load is turned on, it will automatically load the next filter when one is depleted. Oh wow, something tells me this is gonna get crazy. Captain's log. Read manuals and hints for your operation. Okay, already did that. Oh, we got a nice little picture of Earth here. Captain's cabin. End of day. Oh look, we got my little Dyson fan here. I'm Mick Dolsky from now on. You will call me Mick Dolsky. I'm gonna change my Twitch name. Alright, here we go. Go to bed, Yondolski. Day 2, sunrise in 8 days. Oh, jeez. This is your energy bar. It shows how many hours you have left before you get tired. Once you're tired, you're still able to work, but every task will take much longer. Oh, man. You can find shallow deposits on the planet's surface. They contain a limited amount of resources that can be extracted quickly. They can be recognized by red dust. Approach the deposit to interact with it. Okay, so if we're waiting for the sun to rise, then like... Oh, man. Alright. Alright, Yondolski. Contain a limited amount of resources to be extracted. Okay, so that's what they look like. Alright. Alright, we're on the hunt. Let's go, Yondolski.
That shiny rock might be a source of metals.
I'm loving the vibes on this. Just gonna say, this whole aesthetic of this is great. All right, metals, extract. There you go. There you go, buddy. Use that jackhammer. Okay. A pretty good amount there. That was more than I thought we were gonna get. Buddy just gets after it with an invisible jackhammer. Love the little particle effects. I suppose I probably shouldn't go too far.
Looks like our ship's cargo drop.
Ooh, we got useful shit.
It's filled with the crew's personal items, including my stuff.
A History of the Universe by Chris and Jack. Millennia after the fall of humankind, a father tells his son the history of the universe. Oh, that's cool.
Is that a movie? Huh. Alicorp even thought of entertainment at the base.
Perhaps there's a way for you to watch it at the base. I hope so. All right, lucky keychain. A key ring with 4-leaf clover I got from my colleague Adam's parents when I was 12. I used to hide at his place when my father had his worst days. Ooh, eat a little family of origin tidbit there. His parents never asked any questions and everyone around the house behaved as if my visits were a normal thing. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that Adam's father was a psychotherapist. They moved away when I was 14. Whoa, baby. All right. All right. I like this. I want to get more info here. Marked cards. Cheap, worn-out cards I bought in a kiosk next to my high school after seeing older boys play and smoke after classes. They played for money, which made the whole thing even cooler. One of them caught me staring. At first, I thought I would get a beating, but instead he decided to teach me how to mark cards to wins. Soon playing with those cards would make my pockets clink with change.
Yeah. This is one of the things they told me to take on the mission. Things that will make you feel comfortable far away from home. Objects that trigger good memories.
So I'm a big fan of trinkets and things that will ground you. This isn't something that you have to have some sort of anxiety disorder to do. There is real utility to having tangible things that assist you in being brought back to the present. When you are in a situation where there's a lot of adversity, whether planned or not, that form of grounding can make or break certain situations. So when people have panic attacks, for example, panic attacks or really strong anxiety attacks exist in part because a person is affected by future thinking. It's a lot of what ifs and then answers to what ifs that may or may not actually be true that escalate a physiological response. One of the core components of how you de-escalate an anxiety or panic attack is to get somebody grounded. And grounded means back to awareness of the present, the immediate moment. And so if you have, like, let's say a key ring that you carry around with your car keys and stuff on it, and like I used to actually have little Lego Boba Fett that would sit on my keychain that if I was ever, you know, just needed to fidget or maybe was like getting nervous about something, whatever, I put my hand in my pocket and feel the Boba Fett. And that was enough of a tangible thing to just have that be something I could ground myself in. Some people have trinkets with high degrees of sentimental value. Sometimes there's no sentimental value, but if we're talking about these treks where you're going to these super dangerous planets trying to mine these resources, them being encouraged to have these things that remind them of good memories or bring them counter cognitions to the immediate adversity of the environment such that they can become more aware of their surroundings again and then operate within them is a really key thing. So I'm a big proponent of stuff like that, and I think it's cool that he had these things and that we get a little bit of lore about him from them. So don't ever be ashamed of the idea of carrying around some sort of trinket or having something that you connect with. It can really make or break a situation just in terms of bringing your brain back to perceiving the present moment.
Typical corporate bullshit.
So open those, we're good. Yandolski, my guy, we gotta grab a few more rocks. And maybe we head back to base. It's currently 1:45 p.m., so you guys can't see the clock, it's off screen, but I'll remember to. Music is quite unsettling. This charging station, full. Fast travel. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Manual. Alters. Movies. Found a movie. Perhaps there's a way to watch it. Oh, we gotta have like we gotta have some sort of like playroom. I don't currently have constructed. Entertainment would be good for morale right now, but I don't think we're gonna do anything with that at the moment. Is that fuel? Oh, it is. It's fuel tank. All right, this is cool. All right, we need to. Build. Now, why am I forgetting how to build new things? Tutorials. Okay. Base building. Interacting with the terminal in the command center. Okay. Base building. Here we go. Okie dokie. Workshop. Costs 40 metals. Mass of 8. Oh, so you have to take into account the mass of the base. Holy shit. All right. Oh man, this whole thing's like super modular. So I guess where would make sense to put this? I guess it would make sense to really. To create an item, first schedule work in the workshop queue. You can then work on queued items in the workbench. Oh, God. Scanner. Used to scan the planet's surface for deep resource deposit. That took an hour. New entry. Oh boy. Okay, we got workshop queue. Okay, we got that. Organics. Please ensure that the SIBA base has enough fuel for the upcoming journey. In case of fuel shortages, locate and harvest organics on the surface of your planet. Blue smoke is a characteristic indicator of organic deposits. If fuel shortages are detected, the evacuation procedure will be assessed as too risky. The quantum computer will prohibit its initiation. Right? Oh, so I can go back out. Okay. So first step to scanning a deep deposit is to find a deposit area. An organics deposit can be recognized by blue smoke. Oh boy, it is 4:30 and shit gets crazy at 8 o'clock. So we got to make this quick. Run, Yandolski. Or you will be irradiated.
I don't have a climbing hook. Not
Oh.
yet. I'll have to find another way.
Climbing hook, huh? I don't see much. Oh man! All right. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is stressful because we're looking at 1,700 hours right now, and shit gets crazy at 20. I mean, luckily, I think I'm okay on fuel right now, but I'm turning back at 1,900 probably. Multi-tool. My multi-tool. A convenient set. One of a few things everyone should always have in their pocket. I used it countless times to open bottles, fix things, and, well, open more bottles. It was a birthday present for my mom for my 18th birthday. Of course, she pretended it was Father's idea, but I knew better. Okay, so getting strong indications
I was missing that.
that old Jan's dad was possibly an alcoholic. And I hope that that gets fleshed out in some way, because if you're gonna make it that much of a component this early on in the game. Alright, that blue smoke is inaccessible to me. We've mostly already run around this area. Let's go back up. I don't want to exhaust myself. I made what I was supposed to make. Okay, so climbing hook, I need water for that. What do I have by way of water? I don't think I have enough. Oh, I need organic material for that. Climbing hook is a device that allows climbing up to otherwise inaccessible walls. Each use of the climbing hook costs a certain amount of energy depending on the height. Climbing hook isn't necessary to climb down high walls, which means that climbing doesn't cost any energy. Climbing hook can be crafted at a workshop. I do not possess the materials to make that, though. So... shit. Yandolski, my guy, we gotta find some organic material. And there's some over there, but I don't know how we get there. Find an organics deposit area. So I found one, but unless I can go into this cave, this just seems stupid. Oh man. Oh buddy. Oh buddy. Dude, this is this is so stressful. I wasn't expecting to. Oh my god, what is happening here? Okay. I'm just looking for organic material. That's all I care about here. And I ain't finding much of it. And we gotta get back to the base. Relatively quickly here. Lesson in distress tolerance. Oh god. You ran out of energy and became tired. In this state, physical work takes longer. If you stay up until very late, you'll become exhausted. Each minute of exhaustion causes you to wake up later the next day. Oh god damn it, dude. Oh god. It's already oh shit. Okay, so time goes faster when I drill. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're off to a terrible start. Get back to the base before your suit breaks down. Oh, shit. This is how we learn? Oh, God, this is how we learn? You gotta run, Jan. Run, Jan Dolsky. Ah! Just 3.6 Ronkin. Yeah, it's right. Not good, not bad. Oh. Oh. All right, buddy, let's go to bed. To reduce your radiation level, you can turn on the base's radiation barrier. It can be turned on in the machinery. The barrier consumes radiation filters, but can be produced in the workshop. Oh. I don't. Do I have one? Oh, I do have one. No. Okay. Go to bed, dude. Go to bed. Sunrise in 7 days. What time did I wake up? No, I woke up at 7. We're good. Your base is supplied with radiation barrier. Okay, in order to work, the barrier consumes radiation filters. When it's off, the base is exposed to a small radiation contamination which slowly irradiates everyone in the base. Not great. Okay. Production, radiation filter. All right, not a terrible thing. All right, we got to get this organic material. All right, we got it. All right, this is it. This is our task today. This is our task. We find organic material. And I have found some over here. We just have to figure out how to get up there. All right, buddy. Bright and early. All right, we're gonna go farther into that cave. Because I can't get up there. Very specifically cannot get up there. He really trucks it in that spacesuit. But perhaps the gravity of the planet is not particularly strong.
What the hell?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what this shit is either. This is spooky stuff. We gotta find organic matter. Rapidium discovery. Oh, shit.
Rapidium?
It could be. Hey, here we go. Got some organic material. This is good. This is good. Go, Yandolski. Keep your eye on the prize, big hoss. I literally just turned the wrong way. Okay, here we go.
I should look for organics here.
Scanner allows you to find resource deposits. By placing and connecting probes, you can uncover the concentration of underground resources. Look at the scanned ground and try to pinpoint the place with the most intense red coloring. That's the deepest point of the deposit. Whoa, okay. Not entirely sure I fully understand this yet, but... Oh, I see. Okay. And then mining outposts. What? Using pylons, you can connect mining outposts with the base. Each pylon automatically connects to nearby structures. You can see possible connections in the form of green lines when you have the pylon equipped. Pylons can also be connected to each other. Place them in a line to connect the mining outpost to the base. Holy shit. Okay, this is cool, but it's not at all what I was expecting. You have connected a mining outpost to the base. From now on, you can use fast travel to move quickly between the base and the mining outpost. You can access fast travel in the airlock. All right, cool. Good. Okay, so this is excellent. What is rapidium? First discovered accidentally by an Allied Corp near space exploration vessel on the 842 Hermes asteroid passing Earth, rapidium revolutionized the way we think about accelerated growth. Called by enthusiasts the time-traveling element, or the savior element, it emits a unique type of radiation, COXY. Oh, God. I took honors chem, but I can't remember. I don't know what that would be. Which can now transfer raw energy directly into the mitochondria of organic cells, the powerhouse of the cell, projecting matter into versions of its future self within hours instead of years. Why are we exploring the most distant corners of space to find it? The answer seems obvious. Multiple research confirms that the potential of rapidium is almost limitless when it comes to infusing life to crops, even in the most challenging climate conditions, while reducing the time and resources needed to grow them practically to zero. The implications are immeasurable. Finding and collecting a substantial amount of rapidium will allow for the restoration of agriculture on Earth, putting an end to the global catastrophe of hunger. Ever since making this groundbreaking discovery, Ally Corp has become fully committed to bringing the savior element to Earth and makes continuous efforts to invest both in accelerated growth and space mining technologies, always proudly at the forefront of striving for the future of humanity, never falling back. Alright, well, let's go see what that's all about then. I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight. It's been a big day. This is trippy.
I feel strange. I have to get closer. Make sure. I need to collect a sample.
Oh, that took a lot of hours. Okay.
Unbelievable. So the useless quantum nav system isn't that useless after all. I knew where it was sending us. Except... I survived.
Okay, this is so cool. So, like, you retrieve stuff from this, so you can fast travel to it. It's energy. Oh, man. Okay. And you can fast travel back and forth. So I can pull organic materials. Alright, let's fast travel back to the base. Excellent. It doesn't take any time to do that. Okay. So now we go to our workshop. Calls available. Ooh. Establish connection with Earth. Perhaps it'll be better this time.
Hello? Anyone copy? I went out to find resources, and I found a cave full of something. I think it might be rapidium.
Dun dun
You
dun.
hear me? I think I found rapidium.
You sure about it?
Am I sure? I don't know. Everyone is dead. The sun's coming, there's radiation everywhere. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Test it.
Test the rapidium? How would I do that?
New blueprint provided. The womb.
A blueprint? The womb. You want me to build a womb?
Sample of DNA provided.
This is fucked up, but what the hell? At least I got your attention. A DNA sample, huh? I guess it makes sense. Rapidium
Speeds up organic growth.
What do I spit on it? Okay, so I don't think I need 2 of those. So I guess we probably have 180 organic matter gathered. Yeah. Build the womb module. All the instructions prepare for the job. So womb module. You can change the position of your modules whenever you like. Simply hover over the module and press A to move it to the desired spot. You permanently remove modules by pressing Y. So I can move storage units and stuff over. Okay. Corridor. Every base needs corridors. The womb, connected to the quantum computer, contains a soundproof cell growth capsule. An elevator used to connect floors. Simple and functional design makes it quick, efficient, and reliable. Okay, so the womb needs to be connected to the supercomputer. Means that we're going to move this module. No, no. God, it's like I'm playing Escape from Tarkov again. Okay.
Okay, so I have built a womb. Now, what could possibly come out of it?
Great question. Go find out. We've got some time before bedtime. Wait. Okay. Test rapidium.
Here goes. And I sample rapidium. I'm starting to worry this wasn't such a good idea.
What?
Oh, of course. What else?
I don't love that. I gotta.
You need a name. I think I'm gonna call you Molly.
I don't want to bring like a living pet onto this thing. I mean, you are cool.
Hello, Molly. Oh, you don't bite, do you?
Ain't good for companionship, but Molly. Oh God. Existence is pain here. You're gonna be irradiated. Oh God. All right. Whatever. Molly Dolsky.
Okay, I built the womb and tested the rapidium. The DNA sample provided was a little surprising, but it worked, I think. I cloned a sheep. Hello? Can you hear me? I have a sheep on board. You're responsible for 2 lives now.
Go. Successful. Really found what did this. Yes, yes.
I did. Can you get me out of here?
Yeah. Now that I'm a real hero, I could use some real assistance.
You're in imminent danger. Or short time remaining to sunrise.
I know that. But I'm just a builder. I'm not trained to move the goddamn base all by myself.
All right, let's go to bed. It's been a really long day. God damn. Get some good rest in. Sunrise in 6 days. This is some real time pressure here. Oh, I forgot to put a. Oh, I have auto filters on. All right, 7 a.m. Rise and shine, Buttercup. Here we go. We. All right. 180 organic matter. So we're gonna go out. Fast travel over here. And we're gonna get a full day's work in here. Okay. All in a long ass day. Okay, build a kitchen.
To the Saber evacuation functionality.
I, of course, do not have enough metals to do this. So I guess we'll do that tomorrow. Let's go to bed, big guy.
Evacuation functionality.
Oh, God. Ugh. All right, day 5. Here we go. Go get some metals.
Shortages are detected.
I kind of want to make sure Molly's doing all right. Molly, how you doing? You okay? You got plenty of food? Yeah? Okay. You're good, lamb. All right, buddy. Let's go. Got some significant deposits up over here. Oh, Jesus. That doesn't look good over there. Oh, boy. All right, Yandolski. We get as much of these rocks as we possibly can. We got that spooky sun gonna show up here in a couple days. Don't love it. Rock and stone. Add. Okay. All right, good. Now we'll go over to... Hi, kitty man. Hi. I am Jet Jack. I get both below. Kitty man. Remember, step over my board. Is that what you're here for? All right. Up we go. All right, we're gonna work until we do not have any more space for things. Okay, that's interesting. Fine. We'll build our kitchen.
The saber evacuation function.
Hijacked. Okay, build kitchen. Canteen in which you can produce food. Huh? You judge it. I did. I did. I did. Okay. Prepare 6 mush meals. Hi. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes 30 minutes to do that? Okay, done. Escape the sun. Start the engines in the command center. Oh, wait, did I do it? You consume 1 meal each day. Oh, okay. God, there's a lot to manage here. Depending on circumstances, evacuation procedure of the SEBA base can take up to several days. Proper nutrition of your crew during that time is essential. Food supplies can be prepared in the kitchen module. Okay. That's fine. So, start the engines in the command center. Have any calls? No calls. All right. Built structures 6 volumes. So when you start the journey, you'll automatically gather all the structures built on the planet's surface. Test engine.
Whoa. What just happened? Come on. Don't do this to me now.
I have something's wrong in the machinery. I need in the machinery. Emergency lever.
That's sorted. Let's give it another go. What? Not again.
Emergency continues. I don't love that. Just keep turning the lever and hope that works, or what? Oh no!
You have got to be kidding me.
Oh jeez. Call Ally
Just
Corp.
my luck to be stuck in a junkyard.
Hey! Shit's going down.
Hey, you still there? I really need your help. I can't get out of here. I did everything according to the manual, but there's a malfunction I can't fix. I just don't know how.
Rapidium can save you. I need to check data consistency and QC modules.
Rapidium can save me? How exactly? Only the captain has access codes to the quantum computer.
Access granted.
Oh.
Man, that was easy.
Check your data consistency in the QC. Molly, you doing okay? Alright, good. Analyze data from the mind. Accessing QC stored data. Mind records access granted. Deleting expired
What
data.
is this? Mine records.
Accessing available data. Mind record. Yondolski. Mind record readable.
What's going on?
Those Metroid Prime vibes.
Wait. I recognize this. It's my life.
Whoa! What? Select a life event. Distant. What? Whoa! Whoa! Childhood memories, fuzzy and distant. The mining town you grew up in, rows of similar apartment blocks, the local grocery store mom worked in, the playground where you spent more time than at home. A family like many others down there. Your father coming late from work in the mine, usually drunk, always pissed off. Your mother doing her best to keep the family together. Your constant desire to run away, to get out of that place and never come back. Oh, wow. Years old, turning a blind eye. Another shitty day at school. You're taking the longer route home. Hey, what's that fight about? The girl shouts for help. She's looking straight at you. You should intervene, but the fear, no. Better not get involved. Run back home. One day you'll get out of here. You have to. Whoa. 16-year-old, the need to escape. It's so hard to study for exams when your dad's yelling behind the door. Mom doesn't have the strength to fight anymore. Something's wrong with her. She's weaker, more passive. You know you should do your best to support her, but being home is just unbearable. You count the days to graduation, hoping these exams go well. 19 years old, at the crossroads. You open the envelope with trembling hands. It's a good college, and it's close to home. You could visit mom regularly and get a good education. You tear the paper and see the results. No, not good enough. The only place that wants you is hundreds of miles away. You'd have to leave mom alone with him. You promised yourself you'd get out of there. You have to keep that promise. You can't waste your life. It's not something she'd want, and you can still visit her a little less often maybe, but you can. You will visit her. Tell you what, oh man. Chronic stress and alcoholism are to put it obviously, absolutely brutal on family systems, particularly when there's children involved. And accountability is a really strong piece of the puzzle when you are working with folks as a therapist, trying to help detangle some of these systems and make sense of them, and maybe as an adult process what happened to you because you didn't have that kind of resource available to you growing up. Jan's dad being under duress may be something that is not entirely within his control, right? Like, we all need resources in order to be able to survive, and sometimes that means that we unfortunately have to choose to take jobs or get pushed into spaces where you don't have a ton of choice. It's either take this really difficult job, undesirable job for not enough pay, or be homeless. And ultimately, it is a choice, but it's not, I mean, it's a pretty easy choice in the sense that you're going to take the shitty job with shitty pay over homelessness if you can help it, particularly if you have a family to provide for, and that can wreak havoc on somebody. Jan's dad's choice to drink alcohol to a point of problem is a choice. Nothing forces him to drink alcohol. Nothing forces him to come home drunk. Coming home stressed is one thing. A lot of people, or like when we talk about alcoholism and copious amounts of consumption of substance, there's usually one of two reasons why people drink that much. One is to feel, the other is to not feel. Sort of take your pick. I would venture a guess that Jan's father drinks to get away from the stress that he feels. And then he brings it home and it causes problems for the family because he's inebriated and thus not really one to be reasoned with. No idea how aggressive he is, though it certainly sounds like there is a lot of like there was verbal fights for sure. And then you have Jan who sits there and watches it. And ultimately, Jan's dad is the one that's responsible for the alcoholism. Jan's mom is in a precarious position because so many people who don't really understand the way these systems work will look at Jan's mom and be like, well, why don't you just get out of that situation? If Jan's dad is an alcoholic and he's a piece of shit and you get in fights with him and you do this and that, why wouldn't you just leave that scenario? Take Jan and go. It's not that easy, oftentimes. If Jan's father's abusive, there's a chance that Jan's father would like possibly try to kill her if he had a sense that that was going to happen. That's unfortunately something that is a very real fear in abusive relationships. Or Jan's mom may not possess any of the skills or resources necessary in order to be able to do that. So she's essentially stuck. Where again, it's okay, I can take my kid and leave, but then what? We're going to be homeless? And I have nothing available to provide my kid with survival? So do I sit here and just take it? Because it means that at the very least my child has a roof over his head. The tricky part about all of this is that mom inadvertently becomes an enabler of a shitty context by not setting boundaries. That's not necessarily something that you can fully blame her for if the circumstances are such that there really is no way out of this. But what happens if you're Jan is you're a child and you don't possess the developmental capacity in your brain to make sense of all that's happening and understand it in an abstract way like what I'm discussing right now. You tend to personalize it. And so what kids will do is sometimes wonder when they're young if it's their fault that their parents are fighting. If they'll see it from a very egocentric point of view. Sometimes they'll just see it as being something that's scary that they want to get away from. Sounds like Jan did a lot of bargaining with himself around I want to get out of this situation. The first chance I have to get out of here, I'm going to do it. But then, unfortunately, feels what anybody who's watching this who may come from a home where one parent was a serious alcoholic, you feel a sense of responsibility to the to the parent that isn't the alcoholic. where Jan feels some sense that he's supposed to see her, protect her, not leave her alone with his father. That is not his responsibility. And the hope would be that Jan's mother would make that very clear to him. It is not your responsibility to protect me. I stayed with your father for X, Y, and Z reasons. I realize that may have had a pretty detrimental impact on you. And at the same time, if you need to go, you need to go. I'm responsible for what I do in the aftermath of that, but you're not responsible for me. Making that very clear to a child is important. Otherwise, carrying that, you could experience a really significant amount of guilt and anxiety around that if you're Jan, where you may actually make a decision that's not in the best interest of your life in order to protect your mom, who really is not somebody that you're responsible for. Really tricky stuff. I love that we're getting this timeline. It's really interesting. Mosh, thanks for the 3 months. Your place, far from home. It's been months since you've been home, but you can't miss the post-exam party. All your friends will be celebrating. Their company makes you feel good, like you found your place. Do you really want to spend the entire day on the train, only to see mom for a couple hours before she goes to bed early, and all you'll be left with is a constantly drunk oaf of a father? Yeah, it makes sense why you wouldn't want to go there. Also makes sense why you get drunk and party, because you escape that. Unfortunately, sometimes this is how patterns perpetuate themselves. I go to college, I start drinking a whole lot. I drink to get away from how I feel. I also drink because maybe this is a passive way for me to understand my father better. This is how these types of cycles continue, unfortunately. It's pretty rough. 22, working abroad. You look at the letter, it's tempting. Working abroad for 2 months, you could earn enough to support yourself for a whole semester. You could ditch those lousy part-time jobs and focus on studying. It's tempting, and you could send some money to mom. She needs it for her treatment. Oh, man. 23, too late to say goodbye. You missed it. The moment she collapsed, the ambulance taking her to the hospital, it all went so fast. You missed the opportunity to talk to her when she was still conscious. You're back home now, but what difference does it make? You fucked up. It's too late to say goodbye. Oh. Oh, man. I'm assuming we're going to get more context around these things, but something that many people who've lived long enough into their midlife will tell you is the old classic mantra, life isn't fair. And it really isn't. Jan's mother getting sick and having an accident while he wasn't available and dying before he could get there may not entirely be something that's his fault. It can be circumstantial. It can be random. And when people overly assume accountability for these things or assume that they had control in spaces they didn't have it, like Jan, if you would have known your mom was going to collapse and die, you probably would have gone home sooner, but you didn't know that that was going to happen, so you didn't. When you kick yourself with hindsight knowledge instead of finding compassion for what happened, it's generally not going to serve you. So, you know, Jan going through whatever smorgasbord of emotion he's going to go through here around his mom's death, taking accountability or blaming himself for not seeing her before she died, it's something you can be sad about for sure, or even frustrated or angry, but to kick yourself for that in a way that really isn't ever going to bring your mom back and change that is not going to be healthy. Now his responsibility to himself is to figure out what kind of compassionate narrative he wants to construct for himself going forward, and I hope he was able to do that. How many of these do we have? Oh, wow. Okay. 23, carry on for her. You failed her. No, you didn't. But what could you have done? Stayed behind in that miserable place to become bitter and dead inside? Be like dad? The sense of guilt holds you by the throat. What if you ran away from it all? Ditched college, made a fresh start, forgot, but wouldn't that be giving up again? No. Mom would want you to get on with your studies, get a good job. You have to carry on for her. Man. Yeah, right? This idea that he failed her. Again, it's not the responsibility of a child to save a parent. Jan's mom, we don't know the circumstances of her relationship to his father, but one of the hard things for children to do in these scenarios, sometimes, is hold both parents accountable for what they're accountable for. Ultimately, you know, what does it mean to fail a parent? That's kind of in the eye of the beholder. I mean, his narrative of I'm a failure because I was not either able to save her, get her out of that situation, I wasn't able to confront my father, whatever it may be. These are things that people spin their wheels on that don't really do them much good. I sound like a broken record when I say this, but compassion really rules the day. Like, if you're going to go through a timeline of your life like this, finding compassion instead of judgment is something that is important to choose. And that is something you can choose, by the way. You do not have to engage your past with judgment. You don't have to choose to see yourself as a failure. You might say there are things I may have done differently if I had more information at the time or more ability, but ultimately I did the best I could with what I had. I was just a kid. I wasn't responsible for this. I am a autonomous individual who's responsible for my own life and determining what I want to do, and it's not selfish for me to care about myself and take care of myself, even if other people are struggling. Like, these are very important connections to make in your own mind as you reflect on your life. You know, do you stay behind and ruin your own life in order to save somebody who made choices that weren't great for them? I mean, that's a tough little gambit there. 24, it's different with her. Your heart pounds at the thought of this evening. You never thought someone like Lena would want to hang out with you. Slow down. It's only a project. Maybe you should have got something better than beer. You could have brought wine. But wouldn't that seem like you're hitting on her? You're only teaming up for a project, but she's so different from anyone else you ever hooked up with, and she likes you. You can see that she likes you. Am I good enough? Oh boy. This is it. She's moved in. But is your cheap little rented apartment good enough for her? Obviously it is if she moved in, my guy. Her parents would hate it. You know they would. So what? You're not marrying her parents. And she knows it too. Is that why she doesn't talk to them anymore? She's not ashamed of you, is she? Oh no. Whatever they think of you, you're going to prove them wrong. Work hard and give Lena the good life she deserves. Oh, buddy. How do we go from like resource building to this? This is wild. Holy hell, is that a lot of projection. If this is your first playthrough of mine that you're watching, and you've heard the word projection, I'm guessing you've probably heard it defined wrong, or you've seen it in a context where you don't actually know how to make sense of what that is. So I'm going to demystify this for you. Projection is when you have a perception or assumption that you make about yourself or something, and you then project it on to other people, which means that you assume that they see it the same way that you do. So, I have a cheap apartment that I'm ashamed of. Jan doesn't know that Lena feels that way, and instead of asking her what she thinks about the apartment, he instead projects his own perceptions onto her. He assumes that she also would see the space as shameful, as not good enough. He's worried that it's not good enough, so he assumes that she thinks it's not good enough. And why projection is problematic is because then you engage with the projections instead of the reality of the situation, which means that Jan might interact with Lena as if it's true that she thinks the apartment is shameful, so he might compensate for those projections, and that is not good. Because if it's good enough for Lena, obviously she moved in, she didn't have to do that. If she believes that this is perfectly fine, she doesn't care where she lives as long as she's with him, it behooves him to engage with that reality instead of his projections. And the way that you cut through projections is with communication. Why doesn't she talk to her parents anymore? Don't make an assumption on that. Ask her. Lena, why don't you talk to your parents as much anymore? And if you are in a healthy relationship, which you should expect to be, expect an honest answer to that question. If you assume, again, if you project that that's a, lame bullshit question and you make the assumption that she's going to think the same thing, then you might prevent yourself from asking it, which means that you're engaging with your projection instead of reality. But it is on other people to be honest with you. Yes. It is not, you can't, if you live your life constantly worrying that everybody's going to lie to you, you are not going to have deep, meaningful relationships because people are going to have to convince you of their reality, and you should never put somebody in a position where they have to convince you of their reality because your projections are overriding that. That will bust a relationship so fast. So if this dude is somebody I'm working with, I am trying to jump into this as fast as possible. Like, dude, we got to counter this stuff because you are projecting massively on this relationship. Now, it would make sense because if his family of origin is one that wasn't a particularly good template, where he saw his father as never providing good enough environment for himself and his mother, and he has internalized this idea that he needs to ensure that he never puts his girlfriend in that position, he's going to project that in. He's going to probably see things as never good enough because I need to always ensure that they are good enough because I don't want to be my father. And that's making your family of origin bullshit your relationships problem, which is something you also want to avoid as much as you can. You want to work with the relationship you have, not the one that you're projecting. And by now, I'm pretty sure this is going to make it to YouTube because there's a lot of good info here. Holy hell. All right, there's going to be more to say about that, I'm sure. Alrighty, new opportunities. Hard work pays off, right? You can be proud of yourself. A diploma with honors and that offer. A PhD, it's tempting as hell. Don't do it, bud. But the salary, how much longer are you going to be a broke ass for Lena? You'll think about that later. Time to celebrate now. Is that a problem that Lena is expressing to you? See, there's a difference between you thinking it's a problem and Lena telling you it's a problem. If Lena's saying, hey, we got to make more money here because this is not the way I want to live, then fine. But if she's not saying this and he's making this assumption, not good. Who are you actually trying to impress here? Is it Lena? Or is it your father that never expressed any kind of appreciation and pride for you? Better prospects. It was a tough conversation, but you handled it well. The professor understood your motives. Working for a private company gives you better prospects and you'll finally be able to move out of that dorm. Take Lena for a proper holiday. Yeah, it was a good decision. Oh shit. Oh
How
shit.
did they get it? And
The purgatory of 9 to 5 at 27 years old. Oh, been there, brother. On the subway again. Damn, you hate the crowd. Jeez. God. Exactly what I was doing at 27. On the subway again. Damn, you hate that crowd. Day in, day out. Maybe you could take the later train and stay longer at work. No, your boss would never agree to that. Punctuality is all that matters to him, not what you actually do. Sometimes you feel all he needs you to do is punch your card, and for what? Pushing papers and pretending to get things done? Someone pushes you as you try to take a seat. Man, Monday mornings are the worst. Ugh. Heard that. A dream house. Your face beams as you exit the bank hand in hand with Lena. Finally. Signing the mortgage papers was easier than you expected. Maybe it was worth putting up with that idiot of a boss for 2 years to get this place. A dream house. Lena has so many ideas for decorating it. If you hurry, maybe you can even get it ready for Christmas. You'd love to see her parents' faces when they see it. Yeah, you should convince her to invite them over. Yeah, I gotta impress everybody with your resources that your father never brought to you. 30 years old, the crisis hit. No, this can't be true, not now. You stare at the screen blankly. You heard about the crash on the stock exchange. You heard everyone talk about the worldwide crisis approaching, but you? Laid off? How will you ever tell Lena about it? What are your plans for Christmas? Well, you got laid off, not by your own doing. You just tell your wife the facts. I got laid off. What do we do? A busy night. Red lights. You close your eyes and listen to the city traffic. Damn radio. All they know are Christmas songs at this time of year. You don't want to be reminded of that, not when you're sitting behind the wheel of a leased cab. It's almost 6 o'clock. You promised Lena you'd be back for Christmas by 5, but it's a busy night, and people leave bigger tips on Christmas. Oh no, he's gonna become his dad. Oh no. Back to square one. You listen as Lena talks excitedly. She really wants to take that offer, move abroad, sell the house, but for how much? It would hardly be enough to pay off the bank with the soaring rate of interest. And what about you? It's hard to find a decent job at home, let alone in a foreign country. After all your efforts to make ends meet, it would feel like going back to square one. Damn, you wish she didn't want it so bad. Oh no, my guy. No. No. Oh. So our guy so deeply wrapped his head around this idea that his purpose is to be the provider. I need to be the person that my dad never was. He's now in a position that looks like what his father was in, but it's not necessarily the case. It's just circumstance, in the same way it was for your father. And yes, finding empathy for yourself right now might mean having to find empathy for your father, which would be really hard to do because you have so much disdain for him. But if you don't do that, you're going to see yourself as just as disdainful as your father, and you're going to miss the fact that your wife is capable of taking a job that might provide for the family. And it's okay if you're the person that needs to be assisted by your partner instead of the one that is the provider. It's okay. You got in a good, healthy relationship. She's capable. Oh no. This happens. This happens. This is when people get stuck on these narratives. This is exactly the way that family of origin shit shows up in your current relationships. If he does not change his frame of what a relationship can be, of what it is, see it as a partnership where both of you pull your weight and help each other out. If he so deeply holds on to this idea of I will not be my father, and I'm going to run away from it as fast as I can't possibly let this be a situation where I'm where I'm a deadbeat who's not offering anything to the relationship, because I'm worried that if I don't offer anything to the relationship, everybody's going to run away the way that I wanted to run away when that was happening in my life. And I don't want my wife to be my mother who stays in a relationship with a deadbeat who's not contributing because this is how this all happens. And the problem is, what you're doing is you're taking your family of origin experience, and again, you're projecting it onto your current situation. You're seeing what you came from, not what you have. And when people, this happens all the time. This is a common thing. It's why I can talk about it so effortlessly, because this is not an uncommon dynamic. This is where, as a therapist, you are working your tail off trying to get people divorced from these ideas that they carry from their family of origin about who they are, what they're supposed to be, and all this stuff. We need to talk about what you have, your ability to problem solve with the person you're with. Your wife is not your mother. You are not your father. The only way that this happens is if you make choices that send you in that direction. And it seems like you're starting to make some bad choices, both cognitively and behaviorally, because of these lingering issues, not because of the data that you have in front of you. Oh. 31 years old, holding on. You're wondering if she really is okay with the decision to stay. Maybe you should have said yes, but how could you? It's a crazy idea in your situation. You need to prove it to her that it was the only sensible choice. You need to get your shit together, give her a better life here, maybe find a second job. Oh, no. Yeah. This is how it happens, man. This is how it happens. Right at 31 years old, this is how it happens. You make decisions because of what you think the supposed tos are, instead of opening yourself up to the idea that things might actually work out if they're different from what you expected them to be. You didn't stay because it was a sensible choice. You stayed because it preserves your idea of what you think you're supposed to be in a relationship. Which is all constructed. It's not like, there's no objective ideal on this. Oh. 32, falling apart. Damn, she's getting on your nerves. Why doesn't she just tell you it's all your fault those bills are piling up, as if you weren't working hard enough? And why does she make such a big deal of a few drinks before you hit the sack? You deserve to unwind after a 12-hour day of work. I want to shake the hand of the writers of this. I really do, because this is absolutely 100% how these things happen. 100%. First of all, the reason she's not telling you it's all your fault, these bills are piling up, is one of two reasons. One, that's not actually true. So she's not saying it because that's not what she believes. Yet you're so locked into your own insecurity about this and your own projections that you're failing to engage her in a meaningful way, which doesn't surprise me given that 5-6 years ago, this is what was happening. He set the tone for this a long time ago. Back when he was sitting there with all that projection early on in their dating and when they moved in together, this is how this stuff catches up with you. You don't disrupt these patterns, you fall into ruts, and now here we are where the relationship is falling apart because you won't actually communicate in a healthy way because you set this tone that you won't do that. Why does she make a big deal of a few drinks before you hit the sack? You deserve to unwind after a 12-hour day of work. There it is. You're your father. Now you understand why your father did what you did. And all of your efforts to not be your father have led you to be your father. You've made choices that are similar to what it is that he was dealing with, because by running away from it, not engaging with it, and building up this idea that I will not be him, you have inadvertently put yourself in a position where you're doing all the same things that he did, which, if you really want to get into it, could lead to a significant amount of empathy for your father, which is a very hard thing for people to do, because why would I be empathic towards somebody that I had so much hatred for because he made me miserable as I was growing up? Just because you empathize with a person doesn't mean you agree with the decisions they made. But empathizing with his father means he could empathize with himself, which means that he can make better decisions in his relationship. Oh, my guy. Oof. Drowning sorrows. Yep. You look down another bottle, and the wedding ring she gave back to you, a job at Ally Corp, freedom, finally, she's got it. A new, better life without you. All you could ever do is hold her down, look at yourself, drowning your sorrows in a bar. You're everything you promised yourself you'd never be. Where the hell did you fuck it all up? Way back when you were 20. It's been building. It's not a nodal instance. This isn't something that happens overnight. This happens because you didn't critically examine what it is that you were experiencing. This happens because you didn't communicate clearly with your wife, because you didn't put the vulnerable shit on the table. You allowed yourself to get steeped in your assumptions and your projections and your insecurities instead of the reality of what was in front of you. This is how this happens. She's got freedom for, so now he sits here feeling sorry for himself. Poor me. She's better off without me because I'm a big old lead weight. You're a lead weight because that's what you chose to do. You chose to make decisions that held her down. And now you got some really serious work to do because you are cost sunk into your own misery. 34, a way out. You toss and turn in bed. Can't stop thinking about that Ally Corp poster. Help us make a change. A space mining mission in search of that mysterious substance, rapidium. It's a long shot, but it says you don't need any professional experience, and you know you need a change. You haven't managed to stick to one job for more than several months. Nothing makes you happy. You're stuck. What if it's a way out? This, my friends, is how late-stage capitalism corporations take advantage of the vulnerable. That's a conversation for a different day. 35, Project Dolly. You enter the spaceship with a tingling of anxiety and excitement. You're going to space, far away from here, just like you always wanted, far away from your problems. You'll think about them later, or maybe they're gone by the time you get back. Can't run away from them, bud. People spend their whole lives trying to run away from problems, and their problems find them. Because your problems are your problems, and in trying to avoid them, you are actively carrying them with you. Taking things on directly, getting in there, being critical, finding accountability, understanding your projections, severing false connections that you make from your past to the way that you look at the future. These are all very important things that are so necessary for you to do in your life. Everybody, no matter how good or bad your circumstances were growing up, you just keep running and running and running. You're just carrying them with you. You just, you know, you're not facing them directly, and then they spill out in the ways that we just saw through this whole timeline. This is awesome. In these little nodal points of this game just told a better character development story than probably 80% of the games I've ever played on this channel. That is awesome. But here's what I don't understand. Available slots, qubit level, select a life event. Like, what does this mean? Oh, so that's just when I press A, it just zooms me in on it. Okay.
Okay. I checked the quantum computer. What the fuck? Mind records? What the hell are you doing with that data? It's got everything. My whole life exposed.
My records you finish procedure.
No. No, I want answers. Shit. What do you want with it?
Initiate breaching procedure.
Branching? What exactly will be branching?
This is you.
What? You what? Is that your whole answer?
Create the altar.
Alter? Alter what?
Lose your life.
My life? Okay. You mean as in... Okay, wait a minute. You're not suggesting I use rapidium to create a... someone and to alter their mind. That's not what you're saying, right? All right, how about my other options? You jerk. I don't have other options, do I?
So I'm gonna clone myself. Wow.
Evacuation functionality.
I gotta sleep on that. That's gonna be it for part 1. We'll go do that in part 2. Holy hell. Thank you very much, my friends, for watching this. It's weird, the way this started, I wasn't sure where this was gonna go, and then we get that little back half, and wow. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Follow the links in the description, all that fun stuff. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's all free to do, and it makes a huge difference for my channel growth and get more eyeballs on this stuff. Big kudos to the writers of this game for the way they wrote that story and the way that they like visualized it for us. Really cool stuff. So, really enjoyed this, and I hope you did too. And I hope this is a crucial moment in every playthrough. A lot of people bail after part 1. I really hope that you'll stick around for part 2. If you do, you are the MVP. You're awesome. So if you're binging, I'll see you over there. And if you're waiting for the next one to come out, I really hope you'll watch it when it comes out. I appreciate you all immensely. You matter. I will see you on the next episode.